Hey guys, StandardVR coach of the Kansas City Kiram here with week 1 of the Vortex Draft League. Before we even get started, guys, if you want to get right into the battles, timestamp is in the description below. Go ahead and click it. I know it's the bread and butter of draft. I know it's what we're all here to see. So it does not hurt my feelings if you don't want to watch the team breakdown. I would appreciate a sub, though, if you can find it in your hearts to throw one. We're trying to get to 1K by the end of the year. I think it's a very attainable goal. So, we're doing low tier draft with the Vortex Draft League. We showed the squad off last week with a draft analysis. Who are we up against week 1? We're up against Zeathus, coach of the Zealous-Shellos, and they have a very terrifying squad. They got that Mimikyu, Delphox, Shaman, Tauros, Aqua. It's very nice. Braviary does some damage. Brave Bird, close combat, nice. Terra Glaceon, one of their Terra captains is Glaceon. Where's my switch in for Terra Glaceon? That's a great question. I mean, if you got the right Terra on that thing, it's just an absolute menace with Calm Mind boosts, all that kind of stuff. Skuntank is always just a bulky, just annoying Pokemon to deal with. You got Sticky Webs from Vikavolt, and you got Terra Carkle, which can burn everything with Flame Body, and Rapid Spin away any kind of hazards that I want to set up, and Dugtrio, which is one of the fastest things in the format. Arena Trap is banned, but Earthquake still go burn, you know what I mean? So how are we dealing with this week? Well, let's get right into that. We are starting off with our Clear Amulet Scrafty. This is my late game cleaner. It has a little bit of bulk to kind of live everything, make sure I don't get OGL'd by anything like a random Dazzling Gleam from a Delphox or Shaman, that kind of stuff. Just a touch of defense to kind of, eat some Braviary attacks, but probably not very well, you know what I'm saying? A nice coverage offense mod with Knock Off, Thunder Punch for that Braviary, and Drain Punch to kind of everything else. We can get rid of some items, we can get some passive healing, all that kind of stuff, and we kind of always can just set up on that Tauros. Like we Dragon Dance, they swap in on Intimidate. Hey, we got that Clearing Amulet. We can respond with a Thunder Punch. You know what I mean? So this is kind of my once everything has been chipped down, we're going to bring this thing in, Dragon Dance up, and start going to town. Next up, we have our Terra Captain Rotom Fan. This week, we're bringing a Scarf set, and we're just going Terra Electric, Discharge, Volt Switch, Air Slash. Like, this thing does so much damage. This basically just comes in, and if there's no Dugtrio, if there's no Terra Ground Glaceon or Carkle, we just kind of come in and click Volt Switch on everything. This does outspeed Delphox. It does not outspeed that Dugtrio. It's a little bit greedy with my speed EVs because like Stone Edge does kind of cook. But I think we can get away with it in that 184 plus, special attack. It's going to do some damage, especially with the Terra Electric boost on top. Next up, we have one of my favorite mons in this draft league. We got the Maushold. We got the protective pads because they do have Flame Body Carkle, and we don't want to get burned. Also, Rocky Helmet Pop Bomb, like you Pop Bomb and Population Bomb into a Rocky Helmet. It's not a good time. So all we have to do is we just have to make sure that we hit our population bombs, you know what I mean? But this, we got Tidy Up so we can remove webs. We got Taunt so we can lead it into the Vikavolt and just taunt and maybe not get webs up. Or we can taunt to stop like a Mimikyu Trick Room. We can taunt a lot of things. There's a lot of setup options like with Braviary and Tauros, all that kind of stuff. Obviously U-turn, we just pivot on out. We get free U-turns because we are faster than pretty much everything outside of Scarves. Next up, we have the big Rocky Helmet Quillfish. This is my Mimikyu check. This thing can also just set up some Toxic Spikes, throw off some Thunder Waves, throw off a Liquidation if you want, just to hit like a Delphox or anything else that you want. But mostly this thing is going to come in on a physical attacker, take the chip, flip turn out into something that threatens things. Speaking of threatening things, we got our second Terra Captain. We got that big Lycanroc. This is just we're going full degenerates this week. We are going Terra Rock, Choice Band, Adamant, Lycanroc, Midnight. The greatest thing about this mod, hey, you don't have to worry about Stone Edge missing. It's so nice just to be able to click that move and go, hey, this is hitting. And where are your switch-ins? This thing is just to kind of break a lot of their offensive threats so that, like, the Thunderous, the Rotom Fan or the Scrafty can come in and clean up late game. It's really just to kind of get the chip that I need to clean up with sweepers later. I mean, also, if left unchecked, this thing is an absolute sweeper. Like, Stone Edge is just going to cook. And lastly, we have the big, bulky defensive Spirit Tomb with those 176 bulk Spirit Tomb. It's so nice. This is my hazard spreader. This is kind of like my defensive pivot, not hazard spreader, status spreader. We're rocking Will-O-Wisp, Toxic, and Hex with that big foul play in case Braviary kind of starts to get out of control. This thing's kind of my mon that whenever I don't really know what I want to switch into or I don't have a great defensive pivot into anything, this is kind of my sacrificial mon. We just kind of like bring this in, maybe get a Toxic up, maybe get a Will-O-Wisp on a physical attacker. This is just like my glue. This is my glue for this week. It's the big leftovers Spirit Tomb. So those are the 6 that we are bringing against the Zealous-Shellos this week. Let me know your predictions below. And quick disclaimer, I missed the first 3 turns in recording. But it's basically let off Maushold. They let off Delphox. I swapped Delphox for Shaman. I population bombed into Shaman. It took a little over half, and they pivoted into Mimikyu afterwards. And that should be all caught up. I think I went into the battles. But shoutouts to ThatsAplusOne and DyeItTight for all the help in team building and prep this week. They've been absolutely amazing. And guys, I'm not going to hold you up any longer. Let's get into these battles. Let's get into these low tier week 1 draft battles, which are always so much fun. Let's get it. All right, so forgot to hit record. So real quick recap. We led Mouse, they led Delphox, we pop bombed into Shaman. They took about half, they pivoted into Mimikyu. You are all caught up. Good luck, have fun, Zeathus. They are Terra Electric Glaceon. Apologies for forgetting to hit record. And you know, game 1, week 1. We're getting there. We're just gonna U-turn on out. We're assuming that Shaman was probably Rocky Helmet, so we're gonna break the disguise here on Mimikyu and come right in with Overquill. We'll make sure we do a nice team breakdown, you know, in the intro. We get that Overquill. We get that nice Intimidate. No Defiant Mon. So they are at +1. Should have probably put Bar Barrage on this guy, but it's fine. We can just T-Wave. We could also get up some T-Spikes, to be honest. Flip turns also is kind of really nice. Let's see. I don't mind just throwing off a T-Wave here. Oh, they got Taunt. Okay, that's fine. Taunt Mimi. I need to write down a team. I forgot to write down their team too. We could just Liquidate for some damage. Let's see what we got. Swords Dance Mimi. I don't have any attack investment. Liquidation does almost half, which is absolutely crazy. But if we were to pivot, we could go Spiritomb. We're pretty defensive on Spiritomb. I don't mind Flip Turn here. There's a Swords Dance again. It gets really dicey, but we're going to do some decent chunk here. Let's see how much does Discharge do. It does... Electric Tear Discharge does a lot. 60 to 70%. Let's see. Shadow Sneak is always super dicey. I think we go Rotom here. I do think we just Electric here, and we just go ahead and Volt Switch on out. There is a roll that this can KO. So, let's see it. +3 Shadow Sneak will do a lot, but we are Rotom, so we should be okay. Let's see what we got. Go ahead and burn that Terra. Gives us a little bit better of a pivot into that Glaceon. Big Electric Terra Volt Switch. Let's see it. Misses the KO barely. Just barely. That's okay. I think we just come right back in with Quillfish here. There's that play rough. Does a lot, but Rocky Helmet does take that Mimikyu down. KO for Rocky Helmet Quillfish, man. This does kind of let Vikavolt in, which is a huge threat. Obviously, sticky webs, they could just attack. But I don't think I really need the Mimikyu or the Quillfish anymore because it was kind of my Mimikyu. That's kind of what I needed it for. But we'll check. We'll check the team just to make sure. So they know we have T-Wave. All they know is that we have T-Wave and Flip. There's the Vikavolt. Alright, do I need Intimidate for anything? Tauros, maybe. Quillfish is still good into that. I don't really... I could go Rotom. If you're a standard Vikavolt set. Bug Buzz does a good chunk to Rotom, and obviously Sticky Web. And you two-shot Mouse. Let's see what you do. You do two-shot Spiritomb with Bug Buzz. Yeah, I don't want to give this thing up yet. I think we go Spiritomb. I think it's our least needed Mon. If you want to get webs, go ahead. I can find a position to tidy up. Yeah, there's webs. It should have just went Mouse. Because I could have just pop bombed immediately, but that's fine. You don't have a Toxic switch in. So let's throw off a Toxic here. Every little bit of chip kind of helps. We do need to remember that webs are up, though. And we are not boots on anything. So let's see. Bug Buzz, yep. Yep, does about half. I mean, over half, you know what I mean. Let's get a Toxic, get that static damage going. Get those lefties ticking. Now, what I could do, because I'm assuming you're going to Bug Buzz again. Which does way too much to everything. If we pivot Rotom Fan. No, I still like Rotom Fan with its Scarfer stuff. Let me think about this. We might just have to give up Spiritomb here. Just throw off a Hex. See if maybe Bug Buzz doesn't pick up. Volt Switch. Doesn't pick up. What are you coming in with here? Obviously Spiritomb is slower than everything. Hex, you know, chip is chip. I'd assume maybe Tauros. Shaman. Shaman be shaming. Alright. Nice little chip on Shaman there. Can Shaman do anything? Shaman, offensive, into Rotom. Not really. Air Slash Sheep Flare does a lot. think we can save this thing as a sack, though. And I think we can just go Rotom. There's Earth Power. Perfectly blocked. Alright. How much we doing to Shaman with Rotom here? Volt Switch does about 14 to 17. Discharge can KO. Discharge probably KOs. We could just Air Slash. I mean, you'd pivot. Let me think about this. You also might just pivot here. I think Volt's fine. Because this could potentially get us in a free mouse if they stay in, we don't KO, and they, like, we just sack Spiritomb. Doesn't KO? Alright. So how much does Shaman do to my mouse? Way too much. Alright. Shouldn't KO, but... Okay, so I'm assuming you're probably Seed Flaring, if anything. Yeah, we just go back into Spiritomb. Sticky Webs. Seed Flare. Cool. Spiritomb goes down. It's a little bit of a Tauros check that kind of gets popped, but that's fine. I think we can go Mouse here. And you shouldn't be able to KO, and we should, if anything, still get that that Sticky Web gone. And we can go from there. If we have to, if Mouse ends up going down here, it's unfortunate, but I would like Sticky Webs gone. For my Scrafty in the back. And Lycanroc. Lycanroc's gonna go hard here. I think if that Delphox is Sash, it might be a bit of a problem. Also, the way they played it, it might be Specs. Let's see what they got. Seed Flare. A lot of damage, a lot of damage. No Spit F drop is nice. Not that it matters because Mouse is now like super, super low. You don't have any Pop-Bomb switch-ins. Yep. Shaman goes down. Mouse gets a KO. Alright. Tauros here. Bring me back down to neutral. I would assume. So we are at +1. We are at neutral speed. There's that Tauros. This thing could be bulky enough. I could save this. They could be Scarf. There's potential. But I think that's fine. I think we just throw off a Pop-Bomb. Like, we're neutral. Yeah, there's this pivot. I'm not switching. They're going to try and Intimidate Cycle me. Delphox. Pop-Bomb. 1, 2, 3. Nice crit. 4, 5, 6, 7. Mouse claims another. I'm assuming you're going to come in with Tauros here. Yep. Alright, there is a potentiality of you still being scarfed. I don't think U-turn is worth it. So we're just going to go right into our Quillfish and get this Intimidate down. If you close combat, you're not going to do a whole lot and you're going to drop your defenses. And if you wave crash, you're going to take some recoil. So, it's nice. Let's see what we got. You clear Amulet? Clear Amulet. Not bad. I like that. Body press. Interesting. Interesting set. Alright. A little Rocky Helmet. Chip. Here we always flip. Keep up momentum. Quillfish putting in a ton of work here, man. There's a bulk up. Not bad, not bad. I like that. Get a nasty crit there. And go right into our Rotom. Air Slash should pick up. Discharge always does, especially with Terra. I really want to click Discharge, but I feel like you're not going to give me this thing. I feel like you're going to go Vikavolt. So I think I'm going to just throw off an Air Slash. Because we know you're not any Resist Berry because you're Clear Amulet. Yeah, there's the withdrawal. Vikavolt. Air Slash is going to do a nice chunk. Ooh, not half, though. Not half. Poison is definitely helping. Alright. Vikavolt does a lot. But you also have to be wary of something like a flinch. We could go Mouse in case they try to get webs up again. Which isn't bad. Glaceon's still super scary in the back. Is Electric Terra. I think we just Air Slash this thing. We just stay in. No reason to overthink. Can we get a flinch? No flinch, and they go Bug Buzz. Cool. Vikavolt goes down to Toxic. Alright, there's that Glaceon. This thing is a super menace, man. Alright, Air Slash does not do enough for me to want to keep this thing in. Your body press set. Lycanroc's decent. We know they're Electric Terra. If they are 252 modest, let's go Ice Beam. And let's go Terra Blast. Alright, you don't KO. So we're going to go Lycan right now. I don't want to give up my Rotom yet. Let's see what this Glaceon has. We could always sucker for Chip. There's the Electric Terra. Yeah, Air Slash would not have been the play there. Calm Mind. Okay. That's dicey. Like, really dicey. Alright, so we have a couple options. We can Stomping Tantrum or we can Stone Edge. I kind of feel like we just Stone Edge, especially for the chance of crit. And hey, guess what? We can't miss. Bandit Stone Edge, go Burr, you know what I mean? Alright, Lycanroc, let's do this. Stone Edge. So much damage. Chilling Water, nice. I like that tech. Drop the attack. Yeah, this is what Lycanroc's for, just to kind of break. Cool. We just stay in Stone Edge. We can't miss. It takes out the Glaceon. It does so much damage into anything else that comes in. Even if Tauros wants to come in, that's fine. And we can always crit through that attack drop as well, which is super nice. Yep, we just hit that Stone Edge. Glaceon down. Lycanroc claiming its first KO. Tauros comes in. Now they do have bulk up. We are intimidated. Let's see. We are -2 actually with that chilling water. I think we just go Quillfish. No reason to sack the Lycanroc. Get our own Intimidate down, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? They are a body press set. I know that, yeah, they're clear. I mean, you know what I'm talking about. Raging Bull. Nothing. 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 Quillfish busted. And we are down to the last one. So I do think we just flip turn. Zen Headbutt. Nice. Nice. Quillfish down. We just come right back in with Rotom. And discharge. No reason to worry about like missing or anything like that. We just click that discharge button. And that is GG's to Zeathus. Really fun first week, first games. These teams are a lot of fun to build and play around. Oh, but it's stressful, guys. Sorry about the hiccup at the beginning of the battle. Definitely make sure I hit that record button later. But GG's, definitely check out any kind of draft content. It's super fun, guys. As always, have a great day. Peace.